Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to MyDunnLife, and this is where I take you on my adventures on two wheels or four. Today we're on the Dead Man Dyna, and yes, there's not a cloud in the sky, and I really wanted to go to the Virginia Moto meetup, but after last week's fiasco with the bike wanting to just kind of die on me, and the weather, which, you know, up here has finally cleared up, but down there there's still like 80% chance of rain today, and then I think it's like 40% chance of rain on Sunday. You know, it's one of those, like, you know, I'll ride in the rain if I have to, but I don't want to go on a trip with the full-on knowledge that, you know, I'm going to be rain gear the whole time. I just, you know, like I said, I've ridden in the rain. In fact, I've ridden in the rain with this thing a little bit, but yeah, I just decided it was best that I don't go, and I'm giving this thing a little bit of a test ride. Put some new grips on, some Avalon grips. I tried to change the I got some new switch buttons because these are all faded, and a little air there. These ones are all faded, but after getting the first one on and then trying to get the second one and having all kinds of issues, grass, I kind of gave up on that endeavor and just decided to leave what I did alone and put it all back together. Really kind of looking forward to these grips, because these stock grips just sucked.
If you are the game, then quite frankly, you need to go back to the drawing board, because your game absolutely sucks!
They were not supportive as far as vibration whatsoever, and even with this rubber-mounted 6-speed transmission, rubber-mounted engine 6-speed transmission, I still had some issues with my hands going numb. So hopefully this will help out a little bit, and hopefully the fix for the Dead Man Dyna will have solved the problem with the idle issue. So I'm having a couple of issues that I need to sort out. One I highly believe has to do with that little module back there, which is the idle air control valve. So what was the problem? So I don't know if I'm going to end up producing the video. I did sort of record it, but like I said, I don't know if it's going to ever get to YouTube. But essentially what I think the problem was the idle control valve. Obviously what was happening was a very possible indicator clue, but once I started tearing into it, it makes me really think that it was a problem, and a problem that has popped up in the past. So let me explain that. So so I started to take it apart. Well, pretty much after the Sunday trip, I obviously did some research to see if, you know, other people have had the same problem with these motors dying like that, and pretty much it came back to one of a couple of things. One of three things is pretty much the top of the list. So the first thing is the idle control valve, and apparently the idle control valve, you know, it gets dirty, it gets soot from the intake, and they like to not quite want to seal and cause leaks, or they get jammed up and the valve doesn't want to open and close properly. And so there's two fixes for that. You can try to clean it, brake clean, carburetor clean, whatever. does supposedly work pretty well as a possible fix. But I decided to go the other route, which is replacement. And so I went online to JP Cycles, not a sponsor. But I went to JP Cycles, placed an order. It was like $35. I went ahead and while I was there, ordered some more filters for the bike. So I got the next couple filter oil changes pretty much ready to go. So ordered the part, paid a couple extra bucks, got the express shipping, and I got it the part on Thursday. Now the original plan for the Virginia Motor meetup was for me to leave early Friday morning, head down there. Probably, I knew that the weather probably wasn't going to be good on Friday. I would just get checked into a hotel, go somewhere and hang out with the guys and gals from the meetup, and just have dinner and not do a whole lot of riding except for the trip down. Day 2 would be all the riding around Virginia and the back of the Dragon and stuff like that, which I was highly looking forward to. And then Sunday morning I would do the return trip. So that was the itinerary. Obviously the previous weekend having problems with the idle, and then only getting the part in kind of last minute, not having a chance to actually get it in and get it and test ride it. In fact, yesterday was like we kept, it was so weird. It kept teasing me. It was like it was sunny like this, and the next thing you know, the clouds would come in and it would downpour. So it is what it is. But so I was like, well, screw it. If I'm stuck at home, I might as well work on the bike. So I went ahead and put the grips on that I've had for like a month, that I've really been wanting to put on, and got them. Got everything. Like I said, I started playing with the switch gear, trying to replace the caps. I will say the bike feels really good, feels really strong. Knock on wood, it's starting a lot easier. I used to have to kind of blip the throttle when I started it. So that so far has not been necessary for me to start it. But yeah, like I said, I just went ahead and did some adjustments. I adjusted the rear brake, which I think I pretty well got it like spot on, and I figured I'd have to adjust it like 5 times before I had it right. I also kind of figured I'd have to adjust these throttle cables a little more. But I'm thinking that I've pretty well got it. So I do need to tighten the jam nuts up on those. Get that set. I did tighten all the jam nuts for the brakes, but I need to go back and just give them a little extra ooga dooga, make sure they're good and tight. I like where it's at now. Before I had to really put my foot in it before it would start braking, and now I don't have to do that as badly. So yeah, it's it is nice to be able to ride. Obviously, I don't like having the bike down when I could be riding it. So far, so good. But the problem was with the auto control valve, and hold on, I'll talk. I guess I should back up and talk about why I think it had been messed with before. So I started to take this thing out, and the bolts, from everything I'd ever read online, said they had Loctite in them. They're kind of a bitch to get to, and they are. you have to kind of like lift the tank, and then it's a bit of an act. The back one is really the hard one to get. Honestly, if you're comfortable taking the tank off, it's probably better to do that. I didn't want to take the tank off, so I didn't. But yeah, it was getting a little zealous. So I just lifted the tank, and I started getting in there with the bolts, and I started to notice that they were coming out pretty much finger tight. Like I could literally, with my finger in a socket with a star bit, take them out. And so they definitely, this idle control valve has been out before. So I'm glad I didn't just go, because I was thinking about just cheaping it out and cleaning it. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't. And then I went ahead and just replaced the part. So I did get it put back in, and the bike fired right up. And so far, like I said, I've had very little trouble with it starting. So hopefully that trend continues and that it doesn't start giving me issues. Went ahead and cleaned the throttle body while I was at it. Cleaned out the vent tubes for the heads, and did all that. Looks like this seal is leaking a little bit. Apparently I need to ooga-dooga a little bit more. Or maybe I need to undo it a little bit. I'm seeing some brake seepage coming out of that new cap. So I'll go home and handle that. But for the most part, I can't really complain. I mean, it's an older bike. I knew that I'd need to do some work to get it up and running right. I'm very disappointed that I didn't get to make that trip to Virginia. But I do hopefully plan on, the tentative plan is for me to take the weekend of Memorial Day, Labor Day. Yeah, Labor Day, because we just had Memorial Day. So I'm going to take Labor Day, and I'm going to go, the plan is for me to go down to Louisville, Kentucky, and we're going to go to the 5 Dirty Bikers Moto meetup, and I'll meet up with those guys, and hopefully I get some face-to-face. And the bad part was, like, I was all ready to go. I got a new pack to put on the back of the bike that's waterproof. I even here a couple weeks ago, I had spam cards made up. So I was literally ready to go for the Midwest, or the Virginia Moto meetup. I don't know why I keep trying to call it Midwest Moto meetup. That's the one that the 5 Dirty Bikers are doing. So like I said, my plan is to attend that event, and then maybe finish out the weekend up at the Easy Rider Rodeo at the end of that weekend. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some brake fluid leakage, so I definitely need to handle that issue. Yeah, it's definitely splashing around, leaking a little bit. So maybe I might have the cap on backwards, because the bleed hole's on the shallow, what would be the shallow side. So maybe I need to flip that. I think I need to flip that cap around. If you hear that little bit of stumble around 2,000, 2,500, I know it's the tune. This thing I'm pretty sure these are like I've been looking all over the internet trying to match up this exhaust, and I'm pretty sure that this exhaust is a set of Screaming Eagles that have had the baffles knocked out. So just so happened right before people should have or would have left for Virginia Motor Meetup, I got to talking to Mr. McStache. If you don't know his channel, link in the description. I had a set of like zip-up bags that are designed to go inside the saddlebag of Harley bagger, and I told him, because you know he's got a, well, he had an 04, and I think these were from like a 17 model or something like that. I haven't got anything in them. They were given to me. Somebody just didn't want them, and so you know I told him, I said, if you want them, you can have them. I was like, they're just kind of sitting around. They don't fit in any of my bags. Recently on a trip on Ultra Classic, he just got it out of the shop, and on the trip apparently he broke I think it's the timing. I don't know if I don't think it's called the primary chain, I guess would be the proper term. He broke the primary chain, and unfortunately he ran into the same problem I had with this brake cap and seal. Pretty much all parts are on back order. So, you know, they're out in Missouri or whatnot, and he's at the Harley dealer, and he's looking around, and needless to say, 2015 model caught his eye, and while he didn't trade Ultra Classic in, he did add a new bike to his fleet. So, I don't know if that's been officially announced yet, but I'll ask him, and if not, I'll edit that piece out. But yeah, so he finished his trip. I think he was out for like 10 days out west, and they had good weather almost the whole time. So he definitely he got a pretty good deal. He told me what he bought it for, but he got a reasonable deal for it, especially considering it wasn't stock, it was modded. And I want to say it had like 30,000 miles or something like that. It wasn't a lot for a bagger. So he swooped it up, picked it up, and so now he's rolling around in a real nice bike. But so he wanted the bags for the bike, so, and for the trip. So I gave them to him, and him and I got talking, and I showed him the bike, and I showed him, you know, kind of what's wrong with it, and told him about, you know, what I'd like. I wanted to buy a tuner. I said, you know, even though the wife would kind of kill me as far as spending, you know, the $300 for it, it's not like we don't have the money. But I was like, I can't find it. It's out of stock everywhere, and of course it's a Gen 1, you know, fuel pack, so it's kind of hard to find it. Really? I swear to God, I can't. I keep posting on the Groveport Facebook page of these people who are spitting grass out in the street, and they don't seem to get it. That's dangerous, people. If you don't know, throwing grass out on the street in a lot of places is illegal. In the state of Ohio, it is illegal. It is actually considered creating a dangerous road condition. And should a biker roll through there, and that stuff can be almost like ice, especially when it's wet like it is right now, and you know, a biker rolls through there, he loses control and wrecks. It's not the biker's fault, it's your fault. You're the one that's going to get sued and fined. I want to say it's like a $500 fine, $500 or $1,000 fine, if that happens. You know, obviously, plus you're now going to be responsible for the damage to the bike and the medical bills. So be warned, don't do it. Please don't do it. Yeah, I'm so yeah, that's the whole story. But anyway, geez, going right back to the fuel pack. So Mr. McStache is like, I've got a couple of those, I think, sitting on a shelf. He's like, let me take a look. He's like, I'll let you know. I was like, I appreciate that. I was, you know, and so he messaged me up, and he's like, he sent me a picture, and he's like, yep, here, I got one. Is this the one you need? And I pulled it up, and I said, yep, that's the one I need. So that's the style that my bike needs. And he's like, you can have it. I was like, dude, I'd be more than happy to pay you something for it. And he's like, oh, you can pay me what you paid for the bags you gave me. I'm like, haha, yep, you got me there. And I told him, I said, all right, I said, I'll owe you, the next time we ride, I owe you a steak dinner. So, and I told, and him and I, you know, obviously we're talking, I was like, it's like, you know, I was telling him about my new schedule, my new job, and you know, and I told him, you know, that, you know, now I'm going to be Monday through Friday, so I'm going to have, you know, Saturday and Sundays available to ride. So hopefully I can get with him and actually get to ride with him. So but yeah, one of the other reasons that I also decided to skip the Virginia meetup was today Nash is having his graduation party, and I think I said in the last video it's kind of like a second son to me. So you know, I feel kind of obligated. I should obviously go. That is what it is. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for this vlog for this day. Let me know, did you make it to the Virginia Moto meetup? Let me know how the weather was and how the riding was, because like I said, I'm really disappointed. So let me know down in the comments below, did you make it? Did you not make it? Did you want to make it? And make sure you ride safe and ride often, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.